Devan's with us first. Devan, good to see you.
You too.
I thought I saw you once this year. You may not remember this. I was at the Ragsdale game one Friday night. Your brother was heard about. You guys were out there, tore that car in the parking lot. I remember, I started to speak to you guys that day. I think you're getting ready. You were actually sitting in the driver's seat maybe that Friday afternoon. Then your brother came out, but your brother got hurt. You had to work through all that this year. It's been a crazy year for the high school team at Ragsdale. And your dad, I got to give you a dad. I'm not sure I mentioned your dad last time when we were here. When we had Braxton here, but Johnny Boykins is the man, right?
Yes, sir.
He's the main man.
Yes, sir.
Like that job that man does. What do you like most about playing with this Ragsdale Tigers team?
Just the surroundings. It's a great family organization, hard work, and they teach you about life, how to be better in life situations.
What are some things you've learned this year as far as all that goes from Coach Swatowski and even from others around that program?
Hard work and dedication. You got to do it.
What was it like to be unbeat? I mean, you're on this team, what, 2 years?
Yes, sir.
You haven't lost a game over there. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean to you?
Just to know, like, sometimes in life, some people don't even get a chance to see a championship. So it feels great.
Was that game last Thursday, 1 week ago tonight, was that kind of like a championship game in your mind?
Yes, sir.
That game against Mendenhall?
Yes, sir. It's the hardest game of the year.
Was it fun, though, picking
Yes,
it
sir.
up there? Yeah?
Yes, sir. I was excited.
What was the big play for you in that game? You had a big play, maybe a big moment in that game.
I had a few long runs that was really exhilarating. So my teammates, really, I got to give it all to my teammates for blocking.
Here's one clay we don't get to ask enough. Let's ask you this. A shout out to your offensive line. Can you throw some of those guys' names
Yes,
out
sir.
there?
Camden, Jacoby, Caden, Trent,
And that's the majority, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been around those guys
And
a while.
John, yeah.
And John, you've been around those guys a while too, right?
Yes, sir.
That's got to
2
be a
years.
good. Are all you guys, a lot of you guys, though, is it a lot of 8th graders on this team or a lot of 7th graders?
I think it was mostly 7th graders this year, but we still have a lot of 8th graders.
And a lot of you guys will move up together next year.
Yes, sir.
Ragsdale needs some help up there. It's been a tough year, but I know you're looking forward to getting at high school level.
Yes, sir.
I asked Lamont about this. Do you see yourself playing varsity or JV when you get up there the first year?
I don't know if I'm be able to handle it physically, but hopefully sophomore year I will be up there.
Before you get there, since you're coming out of middle school at 7-0 this year, you're 16 and the overall team is like 16-0 past 3 years, but you're 14-0. Do you feel like you kind of feel in the back of your mind, I can't wait to get a shot at some of those older guys? You kind of looking forward to the next level?
Yes, sir. I feel like we're going to have a team where we're going to be able to do those things.
What have you learned from your coach primarily? What has Coach Swatowski taught you over the course of time?
Dedication, like I said. You got to work hard.
What have you learned just being around football and around athletics? Because I remember Coach Herndon sent that piece out last year about the time when you were helping the referees during the timeouts, gave them water, and you got some kind of award for that too, some special recognition. I mean, just being around all this stuff, what has it taught you primarily?
Humbleness, hard work, like I said.
How do you make it last? I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and it's right now middle school level. You got to move up next year, but for right now, this current moment, how do you make all this last and just enjoy it all?
You got to live in the moment.
Because people are just saying, listen, that Devan Boykins will be great when he gets to Ragsdale. Watch out for this kid, but you got to be enjoying some of this right now, too.
Sir.
So what do you do again to try to make this last?
You got to cherish it. You got to live in the moment.
Who's been the biggest influence on your football life? I know you've had a lot of coaches, had a lot of friends, a lot of people around. Who's been the biggest influence, you think?
I'm going to say my dad.
What makes him different? Because he's a football-minded man all the way through. What makes your dad a little different as far as this football? Is he the kind of guy that doesn't take any junk? It's all business?
Yes, sir.
He pushes you beyond the level? What makes him different?
Like you said, he pushes you to the limit. Like, there's no games, no fun and games. Sometimes there's no fun and games in sports. During hard work, you got to do it.
Good point. Sometimes those fun and games, the fun and games is if you win the games, right?
Yes, sir. There's times for those fun things, but when you're doing your work.
What's been the toughest game you had this year? Was it the Mendenhall game or another game?
Yes, sir. I think we will all agree that was Mendenhall game.
And again, we may have talked about what was your big play in that game? Probably the big play you might have had, the play you might remember for the next few months anyway.
I think my long run, I think it was during the second quarter or the end of the first quarter. And Lamont's long run too. That was a big score for us.
What about Lamont? What's he mean to you? He's a pretty good friend and a pretty good teammate too. What's he mean to you?
We've been together for 2 years now, He's been there through everything.
It's good to have a guy around you like that, too, a guy you can depend on. You look around that field, you know what all your guys are going to do, but you really know what that guy's going to do for you. Do you have a favorite college football team?
I'm going to say Florida State.
Florida State? Okay, they got Clemson, as I mentioned, to Lamont on Saturday. Florida State, Clemson lost again, they're one in the nation. You be watching that game? And do you see Florida State winning that game?
Yes.
So Florida State's going to win.
I see it.
Going to win. What about a favorite pro team and a favorite pro player? Have any of them pro ranks?
I like Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really say a lot. He lets his game talk for himself.
And come game time, he's the guy that's ready.
Yes, sir.
And that guy never is stopped, even during the timeouts. People talk about this too. They say, because I've seen even baseball games, they tell the pitcher, keep throwing her these long times. Cam's always throwing the ball when he's not out there. If he's on the bench on the coaches, right before the game and during these whatever, he's always throwing the ball, staying loose, which is key. What do you do to stay relaxed during these games? I mean, yourself, not let this kind of crazy pressure. You guys are 6-0, trying to go 7 on a big game last week. What do you do to stay relaxed?
I gotta rely on my teammates. I know they'll do what they need to do. I just gotta do what I need to do to keep myself focused. I just gotta live in the moment.
Back to the Panthers again in Cam Newton. Do they win on Sunday against the Packers?
Yes, sir.
Panthers keep rolling. Do you see them maybe as a Super Bowl type team?
They have the talent to go the distance, but there's also really good teams out there too. Also,
What they got to do, they got to keep getting better along the way. Some teams slip up because I don't think they keep improving. They reach a certain stage. What about Duke or Carolina? Big football game there Saturday. Tar Heels and Blue Devils.
Duke, Carolina. Since we live in North Carolina, I'm going North Carolina.
Going with the Tar Heels.
Represent.
Duke is mad. You saw that Miami game, didn't you? The finish, that last play. When Duke is going to be mad, but like you say, Carolina's at home. Home team advantage spots were there. You're going to be part of that Ragsdale program soon. What do you look forward to most about moving up to Ragsdale next year?
The excitement. My first year in high school, I just look for the excitement.
Ready to just bring it on and go get it right now? If you could start tomorrow, you probably start tomorrow, right? Good
Hard
deal.
work.
Favorite class and a favorite teacher, Jamestown Middle?
This year, I think my favorite teacher has to be Miss V. Miss Van Devan. She pushes us hard, even though like some things we don't necessarily want to do because it pushes us, but she's a good teacher.
What class is that in?
Language arts.
Language arts. Would that be your favorite class too?
Sir.
Language arts at Jamestown Middle School. If you can tell those future Jamestown Tiger players what they need to do to be ready for that team, what kind of advice you give these future Tigers? And I know next year when you're in 9th grade, the middle school, I remember back when I was in middle school, you always want to go back and see those guys, see what they're doing. What advice you give those young up-and-coming players?
You gotta work. Even though we had a 7-0 season, you can't think about that anymore. It's a new season. You gotta work.
And finally, as we close out, again, how do you make all this last? This big win, this big season, unbeaten. How do you make it last? Soak it all in and keep enjoying it till the next time around. How do you make that happen?
Every day I think about it. I cherish it every day.
You got anything you take? Did they give you a jersey? Any kind of? You guys cut off anything out of the ground? Anything?
We signed a helmet at the end of the season.
I got you. Who gets the helmet?
Coach Witowski.
And then put that in the trophy case, or the coach will keep that. All the players got the minnow there. Then excellent. Devan, outstanding job.
Thank you.
In the long lineage of Braxton Boykins, Johnny Boykins, Devan Boykins, keep up the good work.
Sir.
And do all the good things you can to help people at Ragsdale for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
James Ribshack, Jamestown Middle School in the house.